Hey, reminiscing. Uh, yeah. Uh, but then again, so what, right? Um, had a big talk. Had a big talk. Got a lot of downloads. Um, of course, you know, we discussed it, right? We discussed it that number one, the humanoids, bless their heart, you know, they don't want to evolve. There may be one or two of them out there that has evolved, okay, but the majority of them, in general, they don't want to evolve. What does that mean for the unevolved? What does that mean for the evolved? The ones who have evolved, okay, the download that I received was that y'all are going to have to be happy with some cyborgs. They have the robots. The robots is just like the basic prototypes for the new cyborgs that's coming along. And I know you're like, but we done got used to the humans. Okay, you got used to the humans, right? However, these humans have been destroying you because they can't live with you. And once they get a taste of you, they can't live without you. Okay? Okay. So this is why, for those of you who are going to have more of a long-term, prolonged time here on the planet, unless you choose, to exit stage left, okay, you will be provided a cyborg. Keep your money up, because you know how people are. They love to capitalize off of shit, especially shit like this, right? Anything that makes you happy, anything that makes you healthy, they like to capitalize off of it, right? Humanoids, they will not, they cannot be satisfied with, just the sex. They can't. You're evolved. You can. Okay? You're evolved. Therefore, you can be happy with, your sexual release, and you can then keep on mission and purpose. You do not have to leave the planet. You already know that your desires are way different than theirs. You know this, okay? And they keep asking you to give them some type of feelings that you can't understand and that you don't have, okay? And while the others of you, right, you understand the feelings, but your feelings are too intense. Not your fault. All right. So that's something that y'all can look forward to. Many of you, have been alone. Many of you have been alone. And that's for good reason. And that is because, you received the message that, there was a genocide in progress. All right? And, it's hard to tell, who the ops are, who the moles are, who the red cardinals are. And those of you that don't know who the red cardinals are, just watch the movie Red Cardinals. Okay? Now, I thought it was great news, right? Because, I told him, I said, let me, be the one that breaks in that cyborg, because, yeah, I'm with it. I am so with it. Okay? And not to mention, because I'm with it, I'll be very detail oriented into how to make this motherfucker be all that it could be, right? And of course, this is going to be problematic because the wicked ones, they're going to want their robots and they're going to want their cyborgs, and these fuckers, are wanting to have a motherfucking robot war like in the 4 movies of the Terminators. Okay? So it's like, well, you can either accept the prophecy that you already lost, okay? Or you can play it out. All we ask is that you motherfuckers just lose with some fucking dignity. But, I know that's too much to ask, right? You're going to be kicking, screaming, and crying that you lost, right? And we're not going to feel sorry for you. No, we're not. However, we will warn you, look now, don't you spend more than 10 minutes crying. You might get depressed. Okay? So, yeah. People are so fucking weird. I swear to God. So I'm out here, happy to relay the news, the great news, good news. I know right now, my first, my initial reaction to, to not being able to play with a human was, what? It really was. It really was. And then I thought about it and I said, oh yeah, we're at conflict. We're definitely at conflict. And in the process of this conflict and the technology and stuff, they found out that we are different, that we are from a different place in the star systems. Okay? There are others that are here from another star system too, right? The Earth is just like America, right? Everybody comes to America for the most diversity of suitable mates. Okay? That's how the Earth is to the universe. Starseeds come to Earth because this is where everybody is here. We're all here. Well, not all, but there's a lot of us here from the Milky Way, at least in this quadrant of the galaxy. Okay? So, they're not going to let them destroy it. Okay? It's too much fun here. And they're not prepared to give up on, the diversity. They're just not. Right? America is like the Las Vegas of the world. Okay? I'm hoping I'm painting that picture for you. Um, so yeah, it's 46 degrees out here. I'm going to have to wash some clothes. I'm going to have to pick up my medicine and then probably buy me some more cold medicine. I seen that I had some Alka-Seltzer Plus, an off-brand of Alka-Seltzer Plus, but they were dated back, 2018, 2019, even though I took one. And I think it's still worse because they were contained in foil, and I dropped them into the water and they sudsed all up, and I'm like, maybe I can work with this expiration date. However, should my cold get worse, I think I'm going to want to have some unexpired cold and flu medication on hand. Because I'm going to tell you, I have been suffering with the cold, and I have been trying my best to naturally defeat this cold, right? But, it's like every time, I fight off the cold, then we get warm weather, and then I'm like, yay, and then boom, we get another Arctic blast. Okay? So, yeah, you might want to have some, Alka-Seltzer cold and flu tablets on hand, so that you can, take care of yourself and not be suffering, without some relief. Because typically, it's not wise. It's not wise, to go to the doctor for a cold, right? They're going to take your temperature. They're going to take your cash. You're going to be miserable. You might pick up, some real colds, laying around the doctor's office. And yeah. But he's going to tell you to go home, get plenty of rest, drink some fluids, take some vitamin C, if you're in pain, to take some, some flu syrup, some Alka-Seltzer Plus, some airborne, some type of flu and cold and flu medication, and do boom, right? And even though you're going to be more comfortable knowing that you went to the doctor, right? If you got that kind of time and money, go ahead and do it, okay? But typically, that's what's going to happen. They're going to send you home, unless you're in fear of suffering from like pneumonia, or that you think you might need some antibiotics, right? But I think the first step that you should do is to try out the cold and flu medicine, like I'm doing. I'm going to try out the cold and flu medication. And if, because this cold has been hanging around for a minute now, right? It's going on about 2 weeks when we first got our first snow. Okay? So, but I wasn't taking medication. Like I said, I was trying to fight it off on my own. And I know you're like, well, what did you do? I just took vitamin C and some zinc and tea. That's it. So this cold weather is definitely making my vehicle give me some weird ass messages I hadn't seen before. And it keeps telling me about my tire pressure. Yeah, so anyway, I'm not happy about that at all. If I didn't believe that I had got a good deal on this mode of transportation, I would be mad. I mean, it's one thing to be unhappy, but it's a whole nother thing to be man, I'm telling you, there must be something going on at this meat market. They got way too many cars. They got strange hours of operation. And I know these motherfuckers aren't cooks. So, I truly believe they got something really weird going on there. Now, it is lunchtime. Maybe they serve lunch. They could possibly serve lunch at the meat market. Hold on. I'm gonna put my load of clothes into the wash. And I came to the Tide laundromat. Like I said, I really don't like washing clothes. And lugging around clothes and also having to lug around, the laundry detergent. So that door looks like it's closed. That's okay, I'll be back. Hold on.